The devil trembles when you pray, and he'd do anything to keep that truth hidden from you. Your prayers aren't just words whispered into the void. They're a spiritual weapon that shakes the foundations of hell itself. Why does Satan fear your prayers so much? First, your prayers carry divine authority, a power that makes demons scatter like roaches in the light. When you kneel before God, you're not begging. You're stepping into your God-given right as a child of the King, claiming what's yours through Christ's victory on the cross. John 16:23. The enemy knows that every syllable you utter in faith is a direct assault on his schemes, unraveling his lies before they can take root. Have you ever noticed how distractions pile up the moment you try to pray? That's not coincidence. It's Satan's desperate attempt to silence you, because he knows a single prayer from a righteous heart can shift heaven and earth. James 5:16. Second, your prayers expose his secrets, dragging his plans into the open where they wither under God's truth. The devil thrives in darkness, weaving deception like a spider spinning its web. But when you pray, you're calling on the Holy Spirit to shine a spotlight on every hidden trap. Psalm 139:23-24. That's why you feel that sudden clarity after a prayer session, like chains you didn't know you wore just fell off. Satan dreads that moment when you see through his illusions, because a believer who prays with discernment is a warrior he can't manipulate. Have you ever felt a shiver of fear when you pray boldly, like you're stepping onto a battlefield? That's the enemy's panic, not yours, because he knows you're tapping into a power that he can never match. Third, your prayers disrupt his timeline, throwing his carefully laid plans into chaos. The devil wants you to believe your struggles are endless, that God's promises are delayed. But every time you pray, you're pulling heaven's reality into the now. Romans 8:28. Think about Daniel. His prayers were so potent that angels were dispatched the moment he spoke, even as demons fought to delay the answer. Daniel 10:12-13. Satan fears your persistence because it guarantees divine intervention, no matter how long it seems to take. That's why he whispers lies like, "God's not listening," or "You're not worthy." He's banking on you quitting before the breakthrough comes. Have you ever felt an urge to give up right before something miraculous happened? That's the devil's fear manifesting, because he knows your prayers are about to unravel his grip. Fourth, your prayers bind his influence, chaining his ability to wreak havoc in your life and others. Jesus himself taught you to pray, "Deliver us from evil," Matthew 6:13. And those words aren't poetry, they're a spiritual restraining order against the enemy's chaos. When you pray for your family, your city, or even your own heart, you're building a hedge of protection that Satan can't easily breach. Job 1:10. The devil fears your intercession because it's not just about you. It's a ripple effect that shields others from his reach. Ever wonder why you feel compelled to pray for someone out of the blue? That's the Holy Spirit using you to thwart an attack the devil thought was a sure thing. Your prayers are a secret weapon, dismantling strongholds before they can fully form. Finally, your prayers ignite revival, and nothing terrifies Satan more than a church on fire for God. One believer praying in faith can spark a movement. Look at Acts 4:31, where a single prayer meeting shook the room and filled everyone with boldness. The devil knows that your prayers don't just change your circumstances, they awaken others to God's power. spreading like wildfire he can't contain. That's why he'll throw every temptation, every doubt, every distraction to keep you from your knees. Have you ever felt a strange resistance when you pray for big things, like salvation for a loved one or healing for a nation? That's Satan's dread, because he knows your prayers are planting seeds for a harvest he can't stop. Your voice, lifted to God, is a sound that echoes in eternity, and the enemy would rather you stay silent, scrolling your phone or drowning in worry, than unleash that power. Don't let him win. The shocking truth is that Satan doesn't fear your talent, your money, or your influence. He fears your prayers, because they connect you to the one who already defeated him. So pray anyway, even when it feels hard, even when you're tired, even when the world screams for your attention. Every word you speak to God is a dagger in the devil's plans, a reminder that his time is short and his defeat is certain. Revelation 12:11. The question isn't whether your prayers matter, it's whether you'll keep praying when the enemy's shaking in fear. Choose now, because the moment you open your mouth, hell loses ground and heaven moves.